or just how you feel this morning?
Many years ago, dear friends, I met a white man. In my life, I've been meeting people of all races. Some come to me, some I go to them to learn. One day, I met this great man. I first met him in the town of Livingstone. His name was Dr. Albert Schweitzer. Dr. Schweitzer was doing something very strange in Africa. Dr. Schweitzer, he was working in French Equatorial Africa, above the Congo, and he had built a hospital called Lambarini, which means the place of hope. Lambarini, place of hope. Dr. Schweitzer, he was looking after people in Africa who were hated, disliked, and feared. In many countries of Africa, lepers are hated worse than rats. In many parts of Africa, lepers were killed like wild animals out of fear. Dr. Schweitzer built a hospital in Lambarini. And when I met him, we spoke together in the hotel place. I remember what he said to me, and my heart still laughs when I listen. I remember his words. He said, "Credoo, you must use deinen Kopf." I did not know what he was saying, the doctor. In other words, he said I must use my head. He said, "I want to make in Africa hospitals with ein African spirit, ein African Geist." I listened. Then it was made by those I worked for, the safari company I worked for, that I should be allowed to go and see the hospital that Dr. Schweitzer had made. Here was a hospital with an African soul. Here was a hospital with African compassion. Here was a hospital built on knowledge, not on sterile Western education. In the hospital, Dr. Schweitzer had flowers. It was like a garden of flowers, I remember. In the hospital, Dr. Schweitzer treated each patient as if the patient was at home. How I remember, how my heart remembers. He had wards where people were lying, not only lepers, but people with cancer and other diseases. he even allowed patients to keep their goats, one goat in the hospital, and so that the patient would have milk. Africans believe that the goat is a sacred animal, that it takes the sickness away from the patient into itself. And thus the patient would be strong because he felt at home. There was only one thing that Dr. Schweitzer did not like. Rauch verboten! He used to tell the patients, and the patients were wondering what this magical white man was saying. Rauch verboten! You shall not rauch, shall not smoke. And Dr. Schweitzer's hospital at Lambarini is still there. But I don't know what happened, because I heard that some parts of it were damaged during the tribal nonsense and war that came there. There is no country that needs an Albert Schweitzer hospital than South Africa. There is no country that needs Schweitzer mercy and compassion than this land. There are things that go on in South Africa which make me feel ashamed to be a black man, which make me ashamed to wear these things. Children in this country are raped and killed. Women in this land are abused and destroyed. There are sicknesses in South Africa which white doctors can't cope with because they don't know. Psychosomatic African illnesses which come from the depths of the African soul. I am not a great man, I am not a wise man. But I feel in this land, this country of kidnappings of children by the Chinese, this country of the destruction of women. Do you know that in South Africa, strange customs that are not African are being practiced now? A woman who is successful in her job, a woman who is working, this woman attracts criminals who will follow her for months, watch her for weeks, and then one day they will catch her and kill her terribly. The man throws the woman down on her stomach, and then he rapes her from behind. And as his seed goes into the woman, he cuts her throat. And it is supposed that he can get good luck. This custom is not African, because Africans did not have the kind of gambling that is here in South Africa today. It is a Chinese custom which the Chinese practiced with ducks. I wish I could tell you all the things that I know, but all I can say is, my friends, Africa, South Africa needs salvation. South Africa needs mercy. They in South Africa have been arrested by the police, serial killers, one of whom killed 32 women. We are a nation that destroys its feminine soul. We are a people that has lost its African direction. We murder our sisters. We murder our brothers. I, Credoo, have been hunted many times. I, Credoo, was once stoned. It was in 1976. I know how it feels like to be attacked. I also know how it feels like to be in a war. Don't ask me. I know. I was there. I never joined an army of anyone, but I was working as a cook and a guard. When hell broke loose in Kenya, I have nothing in this world except to try and bring the light of God and the mercy of the great goddess to this country before I die. I want to build here in South Africa hospitals, not one, but 3, to make an end of the evil that I see. Let me tell you this, that some of the blackest superstitions that are practiced in South Africa by my people, my nation, my race, are not of African origin. Today, Africans are accused of raping babies, and nobody has ever questioned why they do this. It is said that if a man has got AIDS, he rapes a baby. Yes, it is done. But I speak as a person who has studied the history of my people very deeply. The worst superstitions to which the human race is prone are superstitions from far away. A superstition now seen in Africa did not originate in Africa, and there is unshakable historical proof of this. The raping of children was not there amongst my country, was not there amongst my people. Where did it come from? From Europe. Study your history. The man who authorized the translation of the Bible in England was King James. James had a sickness which forced him to ravish little black boys, and he threw them in a well. This is a historical fact. And also in France, there was a baron, a knight, who fought under Joan of Arc, the holy brave woman. That knight also sodomized little boys and threw them into a well. Both these men were sick. They suffered from syphilis. And this ugly superstition is now tainting the heart of my people. This ugly superstition is now dirtying the sacred name of Africa. But I wish to put all this right. I don't have much to live for. I don't have long in this world. I am but a pilgrim, visiting a place only to go away. But all I'm asking you is, friends, help us. Please help us to create sacredness and beauty